I managed to pass the hardest challenge in the prop industry. In this video, I'm gonna reveal how I approached this challenge and managed to pass it in 10 trading days on the first try. Show me one trading guru who has passed this challenge and I will delete this video from the internet and apologize to this trading guru. Let's hop in to the dashboard and I show you how I managed to pass this challenge. So first of all, as you can see, this is a certificate of the challenge. You can see I've passed on the 26th of September, and it's actually E8 markets. So let's hop into the dashboard. As you can see here, it clearly says Hamza G's E8 Pro Phase 1 account. And what can we see here? We can see that it took 10 days. Here you can see the profit target, $8,000, so 8%. It was actually a 100K account, so 8% was a profit target. Here you can see the equity curve of the balance, a pretty solid equity curve with really good pullbacks, good bullish price action in here. And as you can see also, I mainly traded gold, and my average wins were almost 3 times the size of my average losses, with a really solid risk-reward ratio. The win ratio is a little bit less due to multiple smaller trades, and we'll get into that, how I approached this challenge right now. So what we can see here is this is the step-by-step guide to pass this challenge, and I really think this is the hardest challenge I've ever done, because you can't pass this challenge with one-hit wonders or two-hit wonders. Why? Because like two-phase accounts, like you pass with one trade, then the next phase you pass with another trade and stuff like this. That's not how this challenge works. Why? Because this challenge has a profit cap, a daily profit cap of 2%. And that's why it's really hard, because if you lose, you have to make those profits back on the next day. And then on the other day, you actually have to make profits to even get close to the profit target. And why did I choose to make, take such a hard challenge? One, I really wanted to challenge myself, because the two-phase challenges kind of got boring, and it's not really a skill anymore in the prop space, because it's just simple maths, like you don't really have to have any skills. You just pass over a certain amount of trials, and it doesn't really prove any skill anymore, in my opinion, to pass a challenge, a two-step challenge. But with this one-step challenge, I thought that I could really test my skills, and this is why I have taken this challenge. And also it's really price efficient also. So let's get right into the guide. As you can see here, we have the rules. So 8% profit target, as mentioned before, with 8% max drawdown. So basically a one-to-one. The interesting part is now here, 2% daily pause. So what does it mean? If you hit 2% on the day in a loss, your account doesn't get breached. It's kind of like locked. It is a soft breach. It's locked. You can't execute any trades until the next day. What we have here is also the 2% daily profit cap. So what does that mean? As it says, your profits for the day are capped by 2%. So you are not allowed to make more than 2%. You could do more than 2%, but it would not count for the profit target. So that's also a really crucial aspect to consider. And that's why what I've done is I said to myself, okay, I have to adjust a few things in here to have a solid plan and a strategy to really take this challenge and pass it with ease. And what I did is I just adjusted my risk management. So I said to myself, okay, I will only take 1 to 2 trades a day, risk 0.5 to 1% risk, and now I split that in two. So for you guys especially, to have a guide, because for myself, being honest, like I can handle certain situations, drawdowns, etc. very well. So I don't really care about drawdown too much because I know my win rate, I know my average risk to reward ratio, and just let my strategy prevail itself over more trades. And that's why I did this more like for you guys to provide value. And what you can do is to pass a challenge like this. Once you go into drawdown, you will cut your risk to 0.5% and maybe aim for a break-even day or slight profit. So if you are, let's say you took a trade 1% and you lost that trade, cut your risk to 0.5% because you don't really want to get close to the 2% daily pause, you know. So don't try to like really like push it out to the limits, you know. Be aware of the fact that you don't want to be close to that pause level. That's why cut your risk to 0.5% and aim for a slight profit. With a 1 to 2, you would be at break even. If you can secure some partials, let it run or whatever, you can maybe even end the day in a slightly profitable day. And what you can do once you are in profits, this is, I think, the really key aspect to this challenge, because you always have to think this way. What are the parameters of this challenge, and what will 99% of traders do with this challenge? How will they trade this challenge? And most of the time, how people will trade this challenge is they will risk 2%, go for a 1-to-1 or even negative risk reward ratio, and try to get through this challenge as quickly as possible. But this is not the challenge for these guys. This is a really difficult challenge. And when I thought myself, okay, this is how most of the people will do it, I have to change it up. Because you know that just a few percent of the traders actually become funded, and even less than that actually make it to a payout. So we are doing something different than most of these guys out there. And what I can recommend you is don't aim for the 2% profit cap. If it happens, it happens. You know, it happened to me too, but I was not chasing it. For example, what happened is a trade hit a solid price action target where I have to secure profits. I closed partials and then left the runner. And then the runner hit the take profit at daily profit cap. That can happen, but I did not force that, you know, because you can think like, okay, 4 minimum trading days, so I have 4 days where I make 2%. But if you think that way, you will most likely end up always at break even, then in drawdown, etc. And what I can also recommend is one session, one pair, and only A plus setups. Because really with this challenge, what I've noticed is you start to filter out bad trades, because you only have a few shots for the day. And I mean really a few shots, because if you risk, let's say 1%, you have 2 trades. If you risk 0.5%, you have 4 trades. That's a little bit better, but you become really selective with your setups. And I think that's a really good thing, because also in the funded stage, you don't want to overtrade, you don't want to take multiple positions. You want to take solid setups with a good potential risk reward ratio, and let your edge prevail itself, and let the probabilities take over. And with this challenge especially, it really again like came to my mind like how powerful it is to just focus on solid setups, to not force anything, to really let your strategy play out and don't overtrade. So I think with this step-by-step guide, you can really make it work. Because if you go back to the dashboard, you can see I took in this 10 trading days, I started with a few losses, then came to break even, then loss again, then if a little bit of profits, 2.5k. And now I'm gonna come to the really hard part of the strategy in a little bit. That's why I'm going over this right now. Then from 2.5%, I went back to 1% profit, then up to 4%, and then from the 4% to 6%. So now this is the part where it gets really, really interesting. Because this was a Friday, and what I thought over the weekend is, okay, I only need a few good setups, maybe just one, maybe just two good setups where I can make 2% in profits to pass this challenge. What happened is those trades became losses, and you can see here that I took a few losses, not like big losses. This one was a 1%, not even 1%, 0.9%, and then smaller losses, but you can see that tried to go until the daily loss cap. Okay, so the daily pause. And after that, I thought to myself, okay, I was at 6%, now I'm at 4%. I only needed 2% to pass that challenge. Now I need 4%, so I need the double amount of the profits that I would have needed in the first place. And that was like really something that where you have to really have strong mentality and also a strong belief in your system. That's why I just continued trading on the next day. Even the first trade of the next day of the Tuesday was you can see 1% loss, and then the next trade was a huge win. And I actually, here you can see from 2.9 made it to 6, and that was actually like what I was talking about with the runner, because that was a runner that hit the daily profit cap of 2k with the whole setup, so was back at 6%, and then a slow grind, small profits here and there, because then what I thought to myself is, okay, so first time I was at 6%, I lost 2% and had to make up for those losses. And then I thought to myself, okay, I will cut the risk in half again. And I only risked 0.5% from this point on, and also like on really solid setups, because I didn't really want to go back to that 4% balance again, because that would mean I would need 2 more days. And that's why I cut the risk in half again, and then just let the trades run. And after one win, one loss, and then another win, I managed to pass this challenge. And it really taught me a lot about psychology again, and especially discipline, because I was really in the state of patience. Most of you guys that know us, we're in our live streams, know that we are really patient waiting for our setups. But especially with this challenge, evolved as a patient trader, I must say. And I really thank E8 here also for this great challenge, because not many firms offer a challenge like this, because I think this really enhances a trader's discipline and also the skills in general, because you really have hard facts. You don't have like 4 or 5% daily loss where you can play with the percentages, etc. You have a like really small amount of equity for the day, and obviously as a day trader, that's like the most important thing for me. They've really created a solid challenge. I think for beginners, this is the challenge to go. I really have to say E8 Markets made a really great job with this challenge, because every single trading guru out there, I think, should take this challenge and test their skills and really see if they are profitable or not. Because in all honesty, I think every beginner should try this challenge, because it first of all, you can't blow this challenge in one go. Like you would most likely need like 2% losing days to blow this challenge, and that's really hard. Like if you have a proven strategy, you're most likely not gonna hit that, but it's gonna be really tough to actually pass this challenge. I made this Twitter post before recording this video, and one guy, he said it took him 5 months to pass this challenge. 5 months on one challenge, but that shows that he does actually have an edge in the markets, but maybe has to work on his psychology, maybe on his risk management, whatever, you know. But at the end of the day, it's really worth it to take this challenge. In my opinion, it's way better than any two-phase challenge. I will still trade two-phase challenges, don't get me wrong, but I really wanted to prove this to myself and also to you guys, and encourage every one of you to take this challenge, especially the trading gurus out there who pretend to be profitable with I don't know how many amounts of blown challenges before making it to a payout, you know. Just like full porting a challenge, maybe like you see everything in this space nowadays. He leaves the challenge at 1% equity, goes into a sell or a buy during high impact news, says like, oh, I risked 1% and made, I don't know, 20%, and then pass the challenge with that, you know. You know that we don't do this stuff in here. Try to be as transparent as possible and show you the real sides of trading. This was a really great 10 trading day journey for me. I learned a lot, even though I'm in this space now 5 years already, but still learned something new with this challenge. And now what's going to be really interesting is the funded stage. And if you don't want to miss the updates and the trades that I'm going to take on a funded stage, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and if you have any questions and concerns regarding the challenge, regarding anything I tried to outline in this video, you can drop a comment in the comment section, and also make sure to share this with your most favorite trading guru and encourage those guys to take this challenge, and let's see if they can pass it as well. See you next time.